Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Betsy McDaniel in for Carrie Dillon today, and welcome to Heritage Week. Very exciting week here on the island. And joining me today is Bruce Wood from Hilton Head Capital Partners. So we've got a lot to talk about today, as usual, Bruce. And you and I have spoken a few times now on Girl Talk, but this is your first time on Talk of the Town. So welcome.
We're
glad to have you here.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Great week.
Absolutely great week. So, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But for those of you who have not met you, our audience that hasn't met you yet, and of course we have a lot of visitors here this week, tell us just a little bit about you and what it is that you do.
Well, I'm a registered investment advisor. I have a small boutique firm with offices here in Hilton Head and Charlotte. We manage individual people for customized portfolio management, and have been doing that since 1987. Not all here on Hilton Head,
right,
unfortunately. But we design portfolios, work with CPAs and attorneys closely with their clients, and these are generally not startup clients in the investment world.
Right, right. And you mentioned earlier, or actually before we started filming, that you have clients all over the country, not
Yes.
just here. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I finally decided to move from Richmond because my clients were moving all over the place. This tended to be more central, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Clients in the Northeast, clients in Florida, clients out west. It was just as easy. Plus, oh, gee, this is a horrible place to live.
Right. Oh, aren't we sad we live here?
True.
But, that's kind of interesting because you were sort of remote working before it was cool to be remote working, and now everybody's doing it. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I had a young lady come in. I'm sponsoring the senior softball team this year. And she came in and she said, how many people do you have working here? And I said, my assistant and me, and I have other offices in the conference room. I said, in my business, I can be anywhere in the world and run my business.
Which is exciting. I think that's, people are looking for
my
that
portfolio
these days.
manager and strategist, Tom Fox, he's in Minneapolis.
Interesting.
So everybody is working remotely.
Everybody is. And but also before we started filming, you talked a little bit about your background, that you started in banking and then kind of worked your way into being an independent financial advisor. Tell us a little bit about that background and how it lends itself to what you do now.
Well, I think I was fortunate. I started out as a banker out of college. And after 4 or 5 years, I realized that banking had taught me what I needed to know. They were great. 49 years ago, you taught banking the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So then moved on to Merrill Lynch. What a wonderful place to learn the business. And E.F. Hutton, where I learned how to portfolio manage.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So since then, it's just been portfolio management, and it's been exciting for the clients because it's hard to manage money once you get over $300,000 to $500,000. It's very hard for an individual to make those kind of decisions. So portfolio management and customized portfolio management, designing portfolios for the individual, is a real unique skill set. And being a boutique, I don't have to worry about, and a registered investment advisor, I get to make those decisions for my clients.
And again, before we started filming, you were telling me, does your experience make you wiser or more stubborn or those kinds of things? And we said both. But you did speak to that because, obviously you have so much experience. When you're dealing with that sum of money for somebody, you can be the one who doesn't have emotional ties to it. So you can make those correct decisions. Because somebody might make a rash decision and do it just because they think it seems cool at the moment. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's a great point because as a registered investment advisor, I get to make those decisions for the clients unemotionally.
Yes.
Because clients, believe it or not, are very emotional about their money, and they should be. Don't want to take that emotion away from them, but my job is to protect them, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And their children, and their future, and their grandchildren.
Right.
So we're constantly advising them and bring them back to the normal. It's kind of like what the specialist does on the New York Stock Exchange. He takes the extremes and he moves them to the middle.
Right. And you also likened it to being a doctor where you are going to diagnose what they need and then you're going to prescribe the investments that will fit that perfectly.
That's correct. That's correct. We don't have 500 clients.
Yeah.
We have far less than that. But our clients are our friends.
Well, Bruce, it's always good to see you, and thank you so much for sharing your information as usual, and we'll see you next time.
Excellent. Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.